The most respected comedian in the world is arguably Dave Chappelle. Now, I say arguably because you might want to argue that throwing one or two names. What you definitely cannot argue is that he's one of the very, very few comedians, I probably can count them on the fingers of one hand. He's one of the very few comedians that can say almost anything that he wants in his routines and performances and get away with it. He's uncancelable. They've tried to cancel him a few times, all the noise comes and nothing happens. Now, how did Chappelle arrive at this very, very enviable state and position? It was because Chappelle by himself killed his own career by himself many years ago. It is now Hollywood folklore, entertainment folklore, that Chappelle walked away from $50 million on the Chappelle Show, or after the second season of the Chappelle Show, and he was gone for 12 years. In that time, they said all sorts of things about him. They said he was crazy, they said he was clinically insane, they said he was done and he was out. By his own testament and testimony, during those years, he watched other comedians rise, they became successful, and the thing killed him. But then he said that eventually he didn't care and the world moved on. But as you know, Chappelle is back, bigger, better, stronger, again, the most respected comedian in the world. And Dave Chappelle is not even a Christian. As far as I know, he's a Muslim. This is not a Christian thing, so why did I say he's not Christian? It is because the principle that he lived, that he embodied by walking away, is a principle that was best said or best encapsulated or best put forward or best taught by Christ, by Jesus Christ. And you've heard me say this over and over and over again. It has to be, look, if I have to take just one principle from the Bible, it's that principle. In fact, if what I do resonates with you at all on any level, it is because it is this principle that is at the core of my being and my life. Unless a kernel of wheat, unless it falls to the ground and dies, it remains as it is. But if it dies, it brings forth much more. It multiplies. If you can get to the point in your career and life where you purposely kill or plant your career or even your life on some level, it dies. But after a while, it brings forth much more. Let me use an example with which a lot of people can relate. It is parenthood. When you have kids, you essentially die to who you used to be. It's just that most of us don't see it that way because it's naturally expected of us. If you are a club-going guy or girl, you hang out, you kill those things. Do you remember how many things you've given up for your kids? Just think about it. You die to the person you used to be. You become a family man, you become a family woman, you give up all of those for your kids and your husband or your wife. They say, come, let's hang out. You say, I cannot this weekend. The kids have soccer practice. I cannot tomorrow. The kids are going to a birthday party. I cannot. My husband has to go away for work, so I have to stay with the kids. You've died. This was you. Party animal. This was you, party animal. Now you gave that up. But eventually, those kids grow. You go to their graduation. You're so proud. They become citizens, responsible and successful citizens, and they bring you joy. And then the freedom that you gave up, you get it all back with many blessings. Assuming you raise great kids, of course. But if you gave up all that time and you sacrifice, of course you will raise great kids. Another example is marriage. If you're a faithful person to your spouse, you gave up all your running around with the girls or the boys. Some people don't give it up. They have not died to their former self. I'm sure that Dave Chappelle, many times, he would have asked himself, or at least one time, he would have asked himself that, I gave up $50 million. Was I mad? And now he's back. That is the way you also will get to immortality and get the respect of your peers. He who cannot die or give it up, if you know people for whom it has worked, well, congratulations to them. They might be the exception to the rule. But here's the thing, whether or not you die by yourself, whether or not you purposely plant yourself into the earth and die, again, metaphorically speaking, of course, I'm not telling you to kill yourself, please, no suicide here, but you get what I'm saying. Sooner or later, all parts of our lives are going to die. And then ultimately, even we are going to die. Life only affords you the opportunity to be a partner in the process so that you can get the rewards. Because if you don't do it and you force life to do it for you, you most likely will not get it back. That is the end. All right.